El compañero de ADN se me ha adelantado un poco a la pregunta, pero sin embargo la respuesta no me ha dejado convencido, ¿no? Efectivamente ese punto número 8 es muy controvertido, porque parece ser que dice que el ciudadano reportero es el responsable legal de su artículo, pero ¿hasta dónde está la responsabilidad del medio? Es un punto importantísimo en España, por ejemplo, las demandas por querellas, por el honor, en contra del honor, etcétera, pues son muy importantes, ha dado lugar a indemnizaciones millonarias. En ese caso, ¿quién pagaría la indemnización? ¿El ciudadano reportero de Sudán, por ejemplo, por poner un ejemplo? ¿El medio es corresponsable de alguna manera? ¿Qué filosofía? Ya veo que no hay una respuesta legal, digamos, todavía, no se ha producido un juicio, un veredicto final, pero ¿cuál es la posición del medio al respecto?
Well, I'm not an expert in these legal matters, but in international cases, I was talking before about the domestic case. We haven't had any lawsuits that have come up in our international edition, so the case of a Sudanese writer, I cannot say. Obviously, OhMy News would probably take some responsibility, but we would also defend those articles to the degree that they could be defended. When the first lawsuit occurs, I'll be able to answer that question more definitively, but it simply hasn't occurred internationally. And these international libel laws, I think, are very difficult to win. So I think libel laws usually are domestic cases. So this is new territory, so I cannot say.
La última pregunta.
Sí, a mí me gustaría, si pudiera incidir un poco más sobre los contenidos de OhMy News, sobre las noticias que envían los reporteros y qué alejadas están esas noticias, o sea, la información que ofrece su medio de la prensa o de los medios de comunicación tradicionales, porque puede ser, se dice muchas veces que lo que ofrecen los medios de comunicación está muy alejado de lo que realmente interesa al lector, y como ustedes tienen ese feedback entre el lector y el redactor, quisiera saber que me informara un poco más sobre los temas que más interesan.
Yeah, I guess I don't have an internet access here, but I was going to try to show you one of our stories that we published to give you an idea. We publish lots of articles. Let me give you one example because it's fresh in my mind. I just worked on this story, for example. One story that we ran a couple of months ago, and actually it relates to another story that we wrote over a year ago, was about public architecture. For example, this was a story that occurred in Japan. We ran on OhMy News Japan, and then we also translated into English. And that story was written by just a citizen who noticed in Tokyo that the public benches had been replaced. But they had been replaced by benches where you actually couldn't sit down, or you couldn't sit down very comfortably. And she realized that these benches were a way of preventing, obviously, homeless people from sleeping on them. And so what she did was she brought her digital camera. Oh, the other thing that I should mention about the conditions for the OhMy News project in Korea is that everyone in Korea has a mobile phone, and every mobile phone in Korea also has a camera. So essentially, every citizen in Korea has at their disposal a device to record not only pictures but often video as well. So when an accident or any kind of event, unusual or extraordinary event occurs, there are many witnesses that can actually document that event as it's taking place. So we get many stories like that, which wasn't possible in the past, where, you know, in the past when an accident or an event occurred, it happened, the mainstream media would have to send out reporters after it happened and interview witnesses, etc., etc. In this way, we get direct reporting of events. That's one type of story. Let me go back now to what I was talking about earlier, the public benches story. So this citizen reporter in Tokyo just took her camera, her digital camera, and photographed all these various types of benches, which were designed in a way that they looked quite striking visually, but practically just served the purpose of preventing people from sitting there. And as a result of that story, we got a lot of submissions from other areas in the world where this is occurring. For example, in the Paris metro, we got a story from a French writer about how they've replaced the public seating on the platforms of the metro, so that it becomes impossible to lie down now on those benches. The seats fold up, or they're at a very strange angle, or they're just constructed now so that people can't actually sit there very comfortably for very long. And this is the kind of story that, you know, the people that use the metro, the citizens, or that go to those parks will notice first. And so I thought that was a very striking example of story. And then, you know, we get everything else. We get film reviews, book reviews, we get live stories, and very
scandals.
Sex scandals, yes, those are obviously very popular.
Gossip.
And gossip. Well, it depends what you mean by gossip.
Celebrity.
Celebrity gossip. Yes, to some degree.
Religion. Religion.